Everyone thinks I'm a dropout loser. Wait until they find out what I really do. It's been 12 years since I dropped out of high school during my sophomore year, and these people still saw me as the kid who couldn't pass basic algebra. When I heard about the reunion Chuck organized at some fancy hotel, I figured it would be nice to see what everyone was doing these days. I should have stayed home. The second I walked through those doors, the whispers started. Is that really him? I can't believe he actually came. They stuck me at the reject table in the back corner by the kitchen doors, while the doctors and lawyers sat up front. We're doing a presentation about everyone's careers later, Chuck announced while staring right at me. Well, almost everyone's careers. The whole room laughed. I sat there in my simple button-down while everyone else wore expensive suits and dresses. They probably thought I borrowed it from whoever's couch I was sleeping on. Chuck started his PowerPoint about everyone's achievements and skipped our table completely. Now let's hear from our success stories. He called up lawyer after doctor after business owner while I drank my beer. Some people just aren't built for the traditional path, he said, staring at me. That's why education matters, folks. Tiffany leaned over from her table. Hey, my company needs janitors if you're looking for work. No diploma needed. She smiled like she was doing charity. Kevin pulled me aside during the break. Listen, buddy, my construction company always needs help. He pressed 2 20s into my hand. For your drinks tonight. Times are tough without an education, right? I pocketed the cash. Chuck grabbed the mic again. Before dinner, I want to show you all something important. He projected our sophomore class photo with a huge red arrow pointing at my empty desk. This is what quitting looks like. The screen switched to everyone's college graduations. And this is what sticking it out looks like. More applause. Hey, didn't I see you working at the gas station? Someone asked me. I hadn't worked anywhere near here in years, but I just shrugged. My nephew needs an algebra tutor, but wait, Tiffany giggled. Never mind. I forgot who I was talking to. The bartender kept pouring drinks, but I noticed him staring at me. Not with pity like everyone else, but with something different. He had marine tattoos covering both forearms and old burn scars up his neck. He kept checking his phone, then looking back at me, then checking again. Suddenly, the bartender dropped a whiskey bottle and it exploded on the floor. The whole room turned to look. He was staring straight at me with his jaw hanging open. No way, he yelled. He vaulted over the bar and rushed to my table. Then this huge marine snapped to attention and gave me a perfect salute. Sergeant First Class, he said loud and clear. You saved my entire squad, sir. The room went completely quiet. Chuck laughed nervously. Buddy, I think you're confused. This guy dropped out of high school. The bartender's face turned red. Confused? Are you kidding me? He spun around to face everyone. This man jumped into enemy fire to pull 12 of us out. He pointed at me with a shaking hand. He carried me 2 miles with 3 bullets in his body. People started whispering and pulling out their phones. You're all sitting here laughing at an Air Force pararescue specialist. They're the guys who jump out of helicopters to save people behind enemy lines. Tiffany's wine glass slipped out of her hand and shattered. That's not possible. He never even finished 10th grade. The bartender pulled out his phone and showed it to Chuck. Afghanistan. There are 13 Marines breathing today because of this man. He turned to the crowd, practically yelling now. This dropout you're all laughing at has 2 silver stars. Do you understand what that means? That's for insane bravery under fire. Twice. Chuck tried again weakly. This has to be wrong. He probably still lives in his mom's basement. I finally stood up slowly. I live on base when I'm home, which is maybe 3 months a year if I'm lucky. I looked around at all their shocked faces. The other 9 months I'm pulling people out of places that would make you all piss yourselves. I walked toward the door. Thanks for the job offers though. Super generous of you all. The bartender called out as I reached the exit. Just so you know, Rodriguez named his son after you. He says you're the only reason he exists. I stopped and looked back at Chuck. Good luck with your presentation about success. The last thing I heard was the bartender's voice. I can't believe you put an American hero at the reject table.